Hello guys and welcome to a Project Cars first ever video on the YouTube 16K resolution gameplay rendered in real time, downscaled to 8K native screen, running on two Titan RTX and SLI and Core i9-9900K overclock at 5.3 GHz per core, 32 GB of DDR4 system RAM. As again, the first ever Project Cars video, guys, 16K resolution gameplay ever uploaded to the YouTube. And I play 4K, aka I play 16K is my name. www.iplay4k.com or www.iplay16k.com for more information. Let's go ahead and get going, guys. Let me go ahead and show you our settings today. Let's go ahead and keep forward visuals. So everything will be maxed out, guys. We're going to start with everything maxed out, and then I'm going to a little bit set some medium settings, and then I'm going to set some low settings. Keep in mind, guys, that I was the first YouTuber that showed you Project Cars running 10K resolution on a single RTX 2080 Ti video card, Turing GPU architecture, or ever 10K resolution on a YouTube. And today is the time 16K resolution running on a two Titan RTX Turing GPU architecture, but ever first 16K resolution gameplay of Project Cars. Okay, and guys, I'm also going to show you 12K resolution, 10K resolution, 8K resolution, and 4K resolution on the two Titan RTXs in the future over the iplay4k.com or over the iplay16k.com YouTube channel. So this is how we're gonna roll, guys. 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels. Okay. It doesn't matter, guys, 30 Hertz or not 30 Hertz, because it's not going to limit us in terms of the FPS. This is how you're going to see it. But the computer, PC today is going to render at 16K resolution at any sort of Hertz. This is the Hertz that we're going to see. It could be 60 Hertz, 120 Hertz at 16K resolution in the future, like 2030, but it's still going to be the same FPS on the same computer. Keep that in mind. So everything will be maxed out, guys. Possible maximum visuals, as you can see. Enhanced mirror, I'm going to go ahead and say yes, and then I'm going to go ahead and say no, just in case. Render frames ahead 4. Detail grass ultra, this is the high because this is the high maximum possible visuals. Stretch headlight reflection, we're gonna keep it at no. Okay, this is the settings, guys. At the left top, as you can see, self-explanatory, but this is the maximum possible font under the MSI Afterburner that I can show you guys. In 2019, the latest MSI Afterburner display information system server update. I cannot make the font larger, so please watch this video at least on 1080p screen. I advise you to watch at 4K resolution screen. I will try to upload this in 8K resolution just for you to enjoy this beautiness of 16K resolution downscaled to 8K resolution. So I'm going to guys use my gameplay, as again, I'm not one of the best players, I'm just tested this game, and in the heavy rain conditions, the maximum severe conditions in terms of the GPU computing. Let's go ahead and get going, guys. This is the Project Cars. I'm also going to record Project Cars 2, guys, so stay tuned. Don't forget to smash that like button for that support. During this video, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and comment. As you can see, guys, at the left top, I call it Toffer. It's a iPlay 4K, aka iPlay 16Ks. Toffer display information system updated every second. And it's a T stands for the temperature, U stands for the utilization or usage, F stands for the frequency, FR stands for the fan rotation. As you can see, my temperature right now is 64 Celsius on my CPU. Then on the GPU 78 Celsius, and GPU 2 54 Celsius, 2 video cards, 2 GPUs. Then utilization in percentage for the CPU, we want to keep it below 92% for the CPU, and for the GPU we want to keep it above 97% and above. I call it very good. And GPU utilization under the SLI, and 100% per each GPU, per each, not for one or for two, per each GPU, 100%, 99%. I call it amazing, excellent GPU utilization or GPU scalability. As you can see, our GPU 1 is 100% scaled right now, which is excellent GPU usage. We're utilizing all the CUDA cores, all the 4604 CUDA cores. But under the GPU2, we're only utilizing 74%. This is the default profile of the project cars with the driver December 2018. So this is how the SLI scalability under this profile. Of course, you can modify it somehow to increase the scalability, but I couldn't allocate any information on that. So this is the maximum possible under the SLI utilization. So 74% for GPU2, it's gonna suck, but it's still, I would say, we're about at least 1.6 times faster than single Titan RTX video card with our 2 Titan RTX and SLI through the NVLink. Each Titan RTX, guys, has 24 GB of the VRAM GDDR6 Samsung memory. Today I overclock it. It's stock running 14 gigahertz or 14,000 megahertz. I overclock it, as you can see, guys, to 15,902 megahertz, which is 15.9 gigahertz, which is 1.9 gigahertz or 1,900 megahertz additionally through the overclock. Okay. My CPU today is overclocked as well, as running 5300 megahertz or 5300 multipliers for the external frequency. Let me real quick go ahead and stop this. We're going to go ahead and change the resolution, and we're going to continue on the CPU and other specs in a second, guys. So you saw the run, guys. You saw the FPS at the left top, the milliseconds latency delay. Go ahead and rewind if you're gonna watch it again, but let me real quick go ahead and change the settings real quick. So now I'm going to do the same settings as I tried under the single RTX 2080 Ti and 10K resolution. So just to compare, so I'm going to at low shadow details, because pretty much you don't see the shadow details, low or ultra, unless you're going to take a screenshots and kind of do the Photoshop thing. And if you're going to do that design kind of thing of the wallpaper, then I advise you're probably going to add some layers with the smoke and make it even more dramatic. Anyways, you're probably going to add in the shadows, but during the gameplay it doesn't matter low or ultra. But in terms of the performance, we're going to score about 3 FPS extra. Guys, keep in mind that today this video I'm recording with the ShadowPlay by Nvidia software on the same computer and utilizing the GPU and VRAM as well. So please add 3 FPS without the ShadowPlay recording, okay, to the FPS counter. And I'm going to go ahead and particles level, I'm going to go ahead and bring to medium, and particle density to medium, like that. So we're going to increase on the FPS. Everything else, guys, is maxed out, as you can tell and as you can see it. Okay, still 16K resolution. Let's go ahead and save that. Guys, I'm commenting in real time. We don't need to make a restart for these changes. It's always tell us to do the restart no matter what settings. I'm commenting in real time. English is not my first language, but I'm experienced PC overclocker, experienced PC hardware enthusiast, graphic designer, 3D artist, software developer, and hardware engineer since 1998. Keep that in mind. I'm not that young, even if I look young, and even if because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't use any drugs, and even if I sound like that, but I'm very old guy, just want to let you know. But I don't feel old. I feel like 25 years old. So as you can see, just verified. Okay, medium shadows, medium particles level, and medium particle density, and shadows not medium, but shadows at low. Exactly as we tried with the RTX 2080 Ti, but only at 10K resolution. Go ahead and watch that video, guys. I'm going to include that video for you in the end of this video or in the video description, as well as I'm going to test at 12K, 10K, and 8K and 4K resolution as well, so you can compare it. So let me go ahead and run it. So we decrease a little bit of settings, but just because we're running 16K resolution, you're probably not going to see it, guys. Because 16K resolution still give us a beautiful, wonderful image quality, as you can tell. Look at how beautiful everything is. Guys, I'm running window, as you can see, window mode. Because somehow it's flashing the screen under the full screen. And under the full screen we probably could increase on our SLI scalability, but as again, it is what it is, and it's, you know, at 16K resolution it's impossible to run it at the full screen, at least on 2 Titan RTXs in 2019. This video was recorded December 27, 2018. Look at this FPS. 20 FPS average, I would say, without the ShadowPlay recording. The latency delay is kind of unplayable. I mean, it's playable, but it's not comfortable. The comfortable will be below 20 milliseconds in this game, and it's above 50 milliseconds average. So latency delay on average will be above 50 milliseconds, as you can see. The fan rotation, guys, on each video card 100%, and on my CPU I'm using today the Corsair all-in-one water cooler, 360mm radiator and 3 120mm fans on it. It's a Corsair H150i Pro. Such a beautiful system. Okay, I put for you 6 cores, guys. I'm using today only 6 cores, 6 threads. I disabled 2 cores, and I disabled the hyper threading technology to eliminate the logical processor threads. So we're going to use only the physical threads and physical cores. So we're not going to be we're going to be receiving as fast as possible latency delay, as low as possible, and as fast as possible those FPS, frames per second. The VRAM usage right now is 18,831 megabytes, which is almost 19 gigabyte of VRAM usage, almost 19,000 megabytes. And the system RAM usage right now is 14,130 megabytes, which is almost 15,000 megabytes or 15 gigabytes. Okay, beautiful. As you can see, we utilize below 50% of our 6-core 6-thread CPU. So the future is not required, guys, for you to have above 8-core CPUs. Do not listen to those naysayers and marketers on YouTube, even if they have 3 million subscribers. They're trying to sell you some stuff that you don't need. Okay, and now, just in case, can it be playable? Something that I didn't try with the RTX 2080 Ti. Let's go ahead and have a look, shall we? And still looking beautiful, because everything at 16K resolution looks amazing, even at low. Go ahead and check out the iPlay16k.com YouTube channel or iPlay4k.com YouTube channel just to see that for yourself. So what I'm gonna do, high texture resolution is the maximum available, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and reflections maybe too high instead of ultra, or maybe let's go ahead and do medium. We can go all the way to low. Let's go ahead and do medium. Still reflections, not so highly, but still nice reflections. Environment maps, let's go ahead and do, it's a reflections on the how it's going to reflect. Medium as well. Card details, I want to keep it ultra, because what's the point? Track details ultra, of course. Shadow low, okay. Enhanced mirrors, let's go ahead and disable this. And let's go ahead and, because this is consuming some 2 FPS, I believe. Detail grass, let's keep it at ultra. Particles, I want to keep it at ultra. Let's go ahead and have a look like this, guys. And if this is not going to be playable, then I'm going to decrease it. Let's go ahead and have a look how it's going to look like. Of course, we don't need to restart. It always tells you this, just in case. They decided not to bother to find out if it needs actually restart or not. They just decided to write a function that always saying you need to have a restart. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it one more time. Keep your eye on the VRAM usage, and keep your eye, guys, at the system RAM usage, as well as CPU load and GPU load. Still 20 FPS. We didn't decrease it that much, as you can see, and we decrease on the latency delay, as you can see, a little bit, but still above 50 milliseconds, sometimes to 40s, but still kind of 50 milliseconds average latency delay for each frame to be rendered on the screen, and it's based on the delay of the hardware and software such as GPU, VRAM, how fast it is, and the CPU, system RAM, and then software which is DirectX API in our case, DirectX 11 API, Direct3D X11 API to say it properly, and the Windows 10 Pro that I'm using today. Guys, this is first ever video of the project cars. It's in 16K resolution, so don't forget to smash that like button for your support to motivate me to record more great unique videos, guys. As you can see, the information that I'm providing to you today, look at this visuals, unbelievable clear. Wow. I will try to upload this in 8K resolution, so go ahead and watch this video in 8K resolution for the maximum fun, guys, and maximum visual quality, or at least 1080p, guys, or I would say 4K resolution also going to be fine. But 8K resolution, if I'm going to upload in 8K resolution, is going to be amazing. 17 FPS, kind of same FPS. The FPS reflection doesn't matter, but as you can see, 18,782 megabytes of our VRAM usage, and the system RAM usage is 14,140 megabytes. We decrease on the GPU 2 load, as you can see, it's below 70% now. Kind of decrease it, which is not nice. I want to increase on the GPU usage or GPU load, and I want to not reach, I don't want to reach 92 and above on my CPU usage. If you're reaching 92% and above on the CPU usage, as you can see, you want to buy a CPU with 2 more extra cores, because then Nvidia driver will decide to limit your ability and it will lag and stuff like that. It will using some techniques to kind of still be able to use your cores on your CPUs while decreasing the FPS. Hopefully this makes sense. Okay, so we saw that, but still unplayable. One more test, guys, and I'm going to wrap it up, and in the end of this video I'm going to show you this computer stats and everything. But let's go ahead and make it playable. Can we make it playable? I think we can, but let's go ahead and have a look. Performance, let's go ahead and reflections completely low, environment low. This is for the reflections. Okay, we gotta do the car details. Let's go ahead and do the maybe car details. I still want to enjoy that car 3D model, 3D meshes at the high polygon counts, but track details, the asphalt and all these details, let's go ahead and do low. Let's go ahead and detail grass also on grass. Let's go ahead and keep it at medium. And particles taxing a lot of FPS. Let's go ahead and keep it low. Okay, like that. So I believe this is the lowest as possible, but still looking beautiful for us. And let's go ahead and have a look, shall we? So highlights, view. Let's go ahead and have a look. It's still supposed to look beautiful, but hopefully it's going to show playable FPS, which is 30 FPS and above, and the latency delay below 30 milliseconds. It didn't. So pretty much it doesn't matter, but the visual still looks amazing, almost the same, even as you can see particles at low. So pretty much it doesn't matter. We increased by 3 FPS, as you can see, but pretty much it doesn't matter. So I just saw 22, 23 FPS. Maximum we increased by 1 FPS, but at this crazy resolution it doesn't matter. And pretty much for the whole game Project Cars it doesn't matter. It's pretty much going to show almost the same visuals. Maybe couple FPS here and there you're going to increase, but not that much. In our case we increase, I would say, 1 FPS at 16K resolution, but not that much. Guys, keep in mind that today I'm using the possible cheapest DDR4 system RAM, Corsair 32 GB, but it's running at 2133 megahertz, but CL13. But I'm going to run the same test with if the improvements in FPS will be dramatic, with at least by like 3 or 4 FPS with the DDR4 5000 megahertz, and hopefully I'm going to overclock it to 5.3 gigahertz or 5300 megahertz on my DDR4 and synchronize it 1-to-1 ratio with my CPU. And if FPS will be 3 FPS at least or 4 FPS at least added, I'm going to go ahead and re-record the video and show you all kind of different presets. But I'm going to create a video tutorial, guys, review, when I'm going to review the cheapest possible DDR4 2133 megahertz versus the maximum possible DDR4, which is 5000 megahertz, and maybe even overclock to 5.3 gigahertz, which is 5300 megahertz. And I'm going to show you all kind of games, but in resolution 4K resolution and above, as well as 1080p. But 1080p, this is what those marketers showing you guys for you to buy this type of memory, because 1080p, of course, is going to utilize a lot of the CPU and it's going to utilize your system RAM. But 4K resolution and above pretty much is related to the utilization of the GPU and VRAM, and it's less utilizing the CPU, as you can see, and less utilizing the system RAM. More stress on utilization goes to the GPU and VRAM. Hopefully this makes sense, but I'm going to underline it, and it's going to be a video that's going to be is the DDR4 RAM worth 2133 megahertz versus 5000 megahertz in a PC gaming or not. But since my experience with DDR1, DDR2 and DDR3, I didn't see a big improvement after 4K resolution at all. Maximum 2 FPS if you're gonna play on it. Alright guys, we saw it, it's pretty much same deal, and maximum maybe 1 FPS. Alright, let me real quick go ahead and close the game, and let me real quick go ahead and show you what kind of system real quick I was running today. And okay, I'm going to show you guys CPU Z. This is the CPU Z right here. So 5300 multipliers as external frequency, which is 5.3 gigahertz per core. On my 6-core 6 threads, as you can see, 2 cores was disabled in the BIOS, and the hyper threading technology was disabled in the BIOS. Under my ASUS, what's going on here? Oops, something is going on. Look like it didn't refresh, probably the VRAM. And look at this. It only happens in the Project Cars game, but look like it's stuck. I cannot bring the focus to the application. This is how software developer will tell you. But I was running ASUS Maximum 11 Hero motherboard, and 2133 megahertz, 32 gigabyte CL13, cheapest possible DDR4. And external and AVX instruction frequency was 5000 megahertz per core. Okay, let me show you real quick my GPU Z for those who doesn't believe me. Oh yeah, by the way, my screen resolution today is 16K resolution, which is 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels. So this is why we were running window mode. Otherwise it's impossible, because you need to have your desktop resolution set to that. It's 133 megapixels as again rendered in real time, or 134 megapixels. Okay, the GPU Z real quick guys, and I will let you go. This is my GPU Z for those naysayers. As you can see, we can bring the focus to this application, but we cannot do that. But I'm pretty sure guys, my overclock is stable. Trust me, this overclock is stable. So as you can see, two Turing Titan RTXs, TU102 with this 4608 unified, which is 4608 CUDA cores, 96 ROP units, and TMU is 288. Wow. And this GPU guys is featuring 6 megabytes of level second cache and 24 gigabyte of the VRAM GDDR6 Samsung. This is the most important thing when you're running above 8K resolution. To comfortable to have it, you need to have on your GPU second level cache at least 6 megabytes. Okay, otherwise I believe it's not running it, and it's probably going to crash it. I mean, it's runnable under the DirectX API kind of features, but for GPUs, even since the Maxwell GPU architecture, but in this particular game it's probably going to be a frame rates. Let me real quick go ahead and show you my the verification of that, just to make sure. Right here, as you can see, level second cache 6 megabytes with the 72 streaming multi-core processors. Okay, and Samsung GDDR6. Alright guys, hopefully guys this makes sense. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Right now I'm putting some great videos for you to watch on the screen. If you don't see it, go ahead and check the video description. Don't forget to smash that like button for the support and motivation to create more great videos. And Guys, I will see you in the next videos. Have a great day. Till the next time. Peace.